Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 2022. It was gory and modernized just enough to where I didn't hate it completely. So, about 50 years or so after the events of the original movie, we meet a group of young, probably Gen Z kids heading to Harlow, Texas, from Austin. It's this cocky dude Dante and his business partner Melody who want to open a restaurant in Harlow. So they bring along Dante's girlfriend and Melody's sister Lila. The group pulls up to this gas station where the attendant says everyone in the small town knows they're coming, and then they have a run-in with this gun-toting redneck guy, who honestly is just minding his own business until these damn Gen Z kids antagonize him. This is why I hate today's youth, just a bunch of entitled little assholes. Anyway, so they're headed down the road when they get stopped by the local sheriff's department, just warning them to be careful in town, which I'm sure they brush off because, again, Gen Z kids. Fuckers. Eventually, they get to this outdoor strip mall situation where they purchased a property to convert into their restaurant. But what building is it? Oh, well, it's the old Sawyer house, of course. Oh, and not to mention, they meet their contact for the sale, which of course is the redneck. Haha, karma. So Dante goes into the house to pull a rebel flag down that was hanging on the property because they have a bus full of investors on the way to check it out. Once inside, they're greeted by Mama Sawyer, who says the house still belongs to her. So, being an asshole, Dante has the sheriff's department come in and pretty much yank her out of the house, but then she starts to have some sort of episode where she can't breathe, and her son, who is obviously Leatherface, comes down the stairs and joins the sheriffs as they take the mom away. Dante's girlfriend goes too, feeling guilty for the whole situation. So as the bus of investors show up, the mama pretty much dies in the back of the car, causing Leatherface to revert back to his old ways. This part's pretty fucking cool. He snaps a deputy's arm and stabs him with his own jagged bone. That shit was fucking nuts. And then, the dying deputy inadvertently shoots the other cop driving, causing them to crash into a field. A distraught Leatherface peels his mother's face off and wears it, and then slices open the girlfriend's stomach. Which, I don't really understand how that could kill her, but okay. But moments before her death, the gas station attendant hears the girlfriend's plea for help over the dispatch radio, and he calls Sally Hardesty, the final girl from the original movie, who wants revenge after Leatherface killed her friends. Back at the house, Dante and Mel are busy trying to find the deed to prove that Mama still owned the house, when Leatherface returns and fucks up Dante pretty bad. He, pretty much just tears his jaw off. Good. Fuck that annoying smug bitch. Oh, I mean, no, not Dante. And then, Mel gets stuck hiding under the bed. The redneck shows up to save her, only to get his knee bashed in, flamingo style, and then have his head caved in. In the midst of all this, all the investors are pushed back onto the bus for safety, with most of them clueless as to what's happening. Lila goes after Mel and rescues her, but not before Leatherface nearly slices her with the chainsaw, cutting a sewage pipe above her head, and yeah, this part's pretty gross, dumping a bunch of old shit all over her. Well, anyway, so the two of them make it back to the bus and warn everybody, but the damn Gen Z kids are oblivious. Once Leatherface boards the bus, he massacres literally everyone. Thank you, Leatherface. Thank you. So Mel and Lila escape just as Sally shows up and opens fires on Leatherface with a shotgun. But her revenge is pretty short-lived, as she's impaled by the chainsaw and thrown aside like trash. Mel then tries to run over Leatherface with Sally's car, but misses entirely and crashes into the redneck's auto shop. With Mel incapacitated, it comes down to Lila versus Leatherface. He slices her ankle with the chainsaw, and then she's able to tag him a couple times with the shotgun. But just before she can finish the job, she's out of shells, and here comes Mel out of nowhere with the chainsaw and uppercuts Leatherface into a huge pool of water, and he presumably drowns. That shit was crazy, man. As the two of them attempt to drive away, Leatherface pops up and pulls Mel out of the car, decapitating her. Oh fuck, not Mel. The end. Oh yeah, and the end credit scene is of Leatherface walking down the road towards Sally's house. They don't really explain why. And that's about it. So what did I think of it? Well, it seems like they desperately tried to appeal to today's youth. I mean, the movie was just chock full of all these pretentious, entitled Gen Z kids, and I couldn't fucking stand it. That bus scene made me so happy. And I'm also happy that Dante got his, because I didn't like him from the start. Fuck that guy. Sally's revenge wasn't really satisfying. I mean, my prediction was right. She sacrificed herself for the sisters. And Lila being the final girl? What the hell is that? It should have been Mel. But they played this whole angle throughout the movie that Lila was a victim of like a Columbine type situation. So I guess she had like standing trauma from that, and I guess fighting Leatherface was like retribution. Anyway, Leatherface was alright, but the fact that he was just randomly normal at the beginning was weird. I didn't like it. Alright, guys, well, that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.